Hopewell. So 1340 AM in Hopewell, as well as 1450 AM here in Richmond. But anyway, without further ado, let's bring on our great friend and a guy who helps us out tremendously, my man Tony McLean. How you doing today, Tom?
Doing good, guys.
All right. We'll just let you start off. It's freestyle. You can start wherever you want.
Well, I just to piggyback on the whole thing with Oregon and Boise State, I just wanted to just reiterate, I think, what everybody's been saying. You know, no doubt that he deserves to be suspended. I wouldn't have suspended him for the year. I think what I would have done is I would have, you know, they have 10 games left. I think I basically would have just cut it in half and say, you know, you're going to miss 5 games, and then, you know, when you come back, then you give you. The only thing is, they're trying to build this kid as he's been this constantly. Yeah. They've been trying to build as this constant problem child. Yes, he got suspended earlier this year, but there was no transgressions previous to that.
Right.
And I'm sort of like, Coach. Again, no one is sitting here trying to justify his actions, but this was a cause and effect thing. Mm-hmm. You know, the same sportsmanship that they're asking of him is the same thing that should have happened with the kid from Boise State. And the fact that he's going to basically get off scot-free, they say they're going to discipline him, but come on. He needs to, the bottom line is, he needs to sit out a game too.
That's right.
I wouldn't have a problem with, if he at least sat out a game, I wouldn't have a problem with what's going on with, with the kid in Oregon. But the thing is, they are basically putting all the onus on him.
Right. And
while he has to take a lion's share of it, the fact that this other kid literally gets off scot-free, I got a huge problem with it. And I'll just come right out and say it. There's no doubt in my mind that he said the N-word to that kid.
Yeah, he said it.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to set someone off like that.
Yeah.
Again, not to just, I'm not sitting here justifying and everything like that. And, it's a shame that those cowards in the stands don't get reprimanded either, because, like Michael was saying before, you get a little liquid courage. Just because you pay X amount of bucks doesn't give you the right to dehumanize these folks, because there's an old line from one of the Simpsons cartoons where Homer says, when I buy this ticket, this gives me the privilege, the right to make a complete ass of myself.
Tony, I just want to say, I just happened to look at this article in the Richmond Times-Dispatch, and I see where this kid is a transfer student from East Mississippi Community College. And I want to tell you, having had an opportunity, and I'm being honest, to visit that campus, and I know some of those coaches that have been there about 30 years, and I know this guy might have been a problem guy, but he finished school there, and he was transferred to Oregon, and the people at Oregon knew what they were getting. And this first year coach, I'm going to put it out there, this guy made a rash decision, and I guarantee you this morning he want to eat that up and take it back, and he can't do it.
Well, he may have made the decision, but there's no doubt in my mind that the Pac-10 and the university made this decision for him.
Okay.
There's no doubt in my mind, because to me, granted he doesn't lose his scholarship or anything like that. First thing out of people because what was killing me was that first thing out of people's mouths is, oh, he should be suspended, take away his scholarship and all that other stuff. And it's like, wait a minute. Just 2 weeks ago, we were sitting here talking about a certain coach who, only because the revelations came out, finally admitted that he had sexual relations outside of his marriage. And this guy is supposed to be a leader among men. Now again, I'll keep saying it. I'm not justifying what the kid did.
No.
But tell me, what is worse? A coach who is supposed to be a leader of young men going outside of his marriage to cheat, and then try to be a leader of men, or a one-time thing with this kid?
Wow. Great point.
Think about it. Think about it. See, again, the sad thing is what we've seen over the last couple of weeks is the slow deterioration of college sports, and it's interesting. They're trying to, the Coaches Association is starting this initiative with the handshakes before the game and everything like that. And I understand. And you know what? Fundamentally, I understand why they're doing it and what they're trying to do. But you know what? Sportsmanship is something that should be done naturally. It shouldn't be done on a ceremonial basis. And Coach, I respect you because you've been a coach for a long time, and I just wanted to get your opinion on what they're doing. I guess it's something that's sort of been an edict in all the divisions where they're going to have this ceremonial handshake before the game. But to me, Coach, it comes off as phony as a $3 bill.
Exactly right. Now, there are things that happen in practice, G, that, that if you don't stop it then, it's going to happen and embarrass you. And this is what probably happened. You understand what I'm saying? Like, things that happen during the course of practice where guys get overheated and they start throwing blows at each other. You have to then discipline those guys at that point. There's many things that you can do. You can have them run laps. You can threaten to take their money from them if it occurs again. This is right where there's nobody involved but your team, and you work on that. Plus, you got people on campus that come in and talk to your kid. We did that. If we had a kid, let's just say if you had a kid with a drinking problem, you got people that handle substance abuse, and you can get them to come in and talk to you young people to get it straight.
Yeah, and I'm going to be real interested to see on Monday night whether Miami and Florida State shake hands before the game.
That's a tough call, isn't it?
If they're shaking anything, it'll be damn fifth.
Yeah. As long as Lamar Thomas is not flipping the coin before they start.
Here we go. I don't want to denigrate the idea of what they're trying to put together, but see, it goes back to see, the interesting thing is, if that had been done in the context of a game, what the Boise State guy did, it's $50.
Interesting.
Look at that. You got that in the NCAA. But again, people want to, I mean, let's be honest. They saw a black man on a white man, and basically it was like, oh my goodness, hide all the white women involved. Let's just go crazy here. And that's the reaction that keeps happening. You knew it got crazy when you saw MSNBC and CNN. I always hated when
See what kind of resume you bring?
entities try to talk sports. It's like it's put it this way. It's like, and I'm dating myself here. It's like the old Mike Douglas show back in the day when they would bring on some soul singer, and Mike would try to talk to them after they sang. I mean, it was, put it this way, it was more